All right, so I'm in this trade. I haven't recorded like this in a while, but I just wanted to get my thoughts out while it's happening. So this is like a 1030 slash news possible SMT here at the lows. So far, structurally here, it's looking good. But the problem is it's 1046. This is like right, the exact time you really want to see this kind of start to get out of here and AKA hold, which so far, it's doing it. And we did get another little dip there on ES, which is actually nice, but we're not really getting support in the flows here. That's also the same thing. Like I really want to see this start to, like we are getting the premiums to diverge, but the volumes aren't really there yet at all. In Qs, yeah, I mean the premiums are there, so the volumes aren't there, so that's basically still nothing. So yeah, it does have me very worried, and that's kind of all I really wanted to explain was like why I'm worried, not because I'm like, whatever. Sorry, I was distracted. But it just seems like the EV is actually kind of lessening because we're getting outside of the kill zone, and you can give a few 5-minute extra, a few minutes here and there, but the way it's moving is like, I mean this is fine. I'm actually okay to see this come down. To me, actually, it's just giving this trade even more divergence, more clarity. So, whoa, yeah, I really like that. But the thing is, still, we're not getting anything here, and it's still, we're like right in that 15-minute kind of a window where we need something to really start to happen. So maybe that was it. But the flows aren't there. Thing is, though, for Russell, it has been a little bit there. Like we got that big put sell-off, so that was pretty good. And cool thing here is we are getting a reversal here in the Dow. So there's that. And the Dow is the one making the divergence. So that's actually pretty freaking solid. But yeah, I do want to see this. This is like the main driver here, the tide and the SPY and Qs and its holdings. So it's still just bearish. We do have the premiums bullish, but the volume isn't there still, like I said. So yeah, I'm liking its holding, but that's the only sign that we have left. But that's the thing, is like it's gonna hold until it does it, So we need to see more things still. So right now I'm still watching it just because it's like I'm trying to see what's gonna happen, like if we do get out of here, and that's what I want to see. Like some sort of big flow spike, like huge puke in the puts, or a big pump in the calls. That's what ideally I'd see. And if that's not going to happen and we do start to move up, then it's like, okay, maybe we're just going for like an internal range move then, and then yeah, it's going to continue bearish, because we've seen that on Qs where it does end up holding, but then doesn't move as much as you think, and we get a manipulation back above with like the Dow or something like that. And part of my problem is that yeah, I didn't like dissect the whole move on the way down yet. So yeah, this is not looking good though. Like we're already coming lower, and now we basically are officially outside of the kill zone. So we did put the low into that though. So as long as we sort of like hold that, I would actually believe that this is going to be still okay, and maybe they're going to drag this on into lunch. So that's a possibility. But if they do that, the move's not going to be, maybe it could be. Oh no! There's a whole variable I'm missing. This is great. This is why it's important to talk through this and get my thoughts all out. It is the freaking last day of the year, dude. This can go crazy at any moment, like all day long. So scratch what I freaking said. I mean, yeah, this is still like I still am sticking with what I'm saying a little bit, but this is a day of volatility. This is the last day of the year. So we can expect big swings. And actually now I really need to freaking look at the big time frame. We do have the divergence on a volatile day. That is great. So I actually am really liking this even more now, like as a trade. Part of why I'm so mentally just anxious about this though is because I did make that original chasing mistake. We were holding the order block, and then I put my stop at the low, thinking like, but that wasn't the invalidation. That's just a classic like begging to ruin the EV, because I got in again, but now it's like now I'm already underwater, and if I lose again, it's just like a fat loss. So that shouldn't happen. So that is a mistake on my part. This is a mistake I commonly make, so I'm still working on fixing it. Look, so we are getting some selling in the puts. That's really good. Calls are being sold too, but they're disguising it, which is really great. That's exactly because that means they're selling more puts than you actually know, and they're selling out of the money puts, which is great. But it's not a huge move, it's just a little bit. But man, this is just really holding right here. It's taking really long. I don't like that it's taking so long. We're already outside of the kill zone. So I'm thinking they're going to use lunch, if not. But yeah, it's like a big decrease in the EV, I think. Maybe quarter, 25%, So one thing I could do is like size down, I guess. But at the same time, we did put this low in. What was the actual low? It was the low outside of this. So if we take this low out, I feel like that's going to be very, very interesting, especially if we're not making a new low in YM, which we most likely will be. But it's possible if we take this low out here and YM is still holding. I might actually even add to this. So I'm going to send an alert just to make sure I get it. Because that's like very, very specific that it would do that. So far, that's what it's doing. It's holding, especially on YM. Oh, YM took out the low. Okay, that ain't good. I ain't gonna size up. It's probably game over.
Order
Stop. Dang, quite the losing day. 2 losses. Let's make sure all the orders are out. Damn. So yeah, 2R. Unideal. But it makes sense, like, yeah, crawling into that, that's exactly what I don't want to see. I wish there was a way I could figure out how to, like, maybe hedge it or something, like, get in short. I don't know. It'd be tough to do that. Yeah, obviously that didn't work out, and we saw the signs. So just wanted to make sure I remember this, because I knew that either that was going to happen or, like, something would show up, and it would be, like, the clear rep for this same problem. Because this losing setup has happened many times to me. So, yeah, at least I recorded it, and hopefully I can learn from it. So, yeah. Other than that, the Russell is it is still there, you know. So, but yeah, the time is off, so don't like it. And yeah, I didn't take the time to understand, like, I mean, I do kind of get the gist of why this sold off, but you know, this is what I was looking for a buy, which makes me think the market is way more bearish than I thought. So I was fighting the trend, and that's exactly why I probably took that loss. So this setup is normally a great setup. I think that's the nuance. This setup is a great setup, but I should have actually traded the short side until it didn't work, and then try the longs, because some of these longs are just like out of nowhere, and they're on a really small time frame. All right, cool, good video.